creative play make that you can make at home with your little ones. So we're going to be using the Bold Blossoms Bigz die from Chapter 2. And I've chosen this die because we currently have an offer on with our Chapter 2 dies. If you go to the website, we've got some fantastic promotions on. There are 10% off Chapter 2 dies at the moment. So I'm going to choose Chapter 2 die just to show you those capabilities. I've chosen the Bigz die because I wanted to show you their capabilities here. So I've got these stacks of paper here. And I'm just going to show you one of the best things about a Bigz die is that you don't have to cut pieces of card one at a time. You can just layer them up, stick them on over the die. You don't need your multi-purpose platform for this. And then we just wind it through. There we are. And if we have a look at this, this has cut, ooh, look at that, all those layers of our cardstock there. So you have so many different colours now to play around with, and if you're kind of making lots of different makes at one time with the same die, then that just comes in so handy. So, onto the make. I'm just going to move these out of the way because I'll put these over here. So I've got lots of choice of the flower elements that I want to use today. So if we just zoom in here, this is the die, and this is what the flowers look like all built up. For today's make, we're going to go a little bit simpler because I love the way that when you just stick these flowers down, you don't have to spend loads of time making them dimensional or layering them up. They look really lovely with just a few bits stuck on them. So I've cut here, I'm making a hairband, a floral hairband. So I've cut here just a strip of our purple dusk cardstock. It's about 1.5 centimeters thick all the way along. I just cut a strip along 2 parts of the page, and then I stuck them together to make one long strip. And all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start sticking my flower elements down. So I'm going to start with this one here. We've got Mango Tango. I'm going to use a bit of the express glue. I'm not even using my tweezers yet, but when I put the top elements on, I just will, just for ease of use. So this is the Mango Tango. We're using our Colour Story cardstock here. So I know that all these colours are going to look really lovely together. There we are. I'm going to use Purple Dusk. I'm just plonking these on. Okay, so I'm not being really careful. I just think it looks lovely when you just put them on, scatter them about, and it has that really playful feel. Here we've got some Mint Julep. You're going to need a tiny bit of this express glue. We've got some Bluebell cardstock. And these are just some of the elements here of the different types of petals that you get with this die. And I'm going to use Sorbet for the last one. Lovely, playful colours that I think your children will really love. And then I am going to use my tweezers, but you don't have to. These middle parts of the flowers, they are big enough to just pick up, especially if you've got smaller fingers. I've got big fat fingers, so I need the tweezers. And I'm just going to plonk on the flower in, it's there. And these are so much fun to make, and the fact that you can cut multiple out at once means that you can go crazy and make loads in one go. So it's a really fun activity. There we are, and I'm making sure now that I'm using different colours that stand out from the flower petals for the middle part of the flower there, just so that you can see that contrast. And that one there. And then finally, the Sorbet flower here. That's great. And then all that is left to do on this make, I mean, I could go much further. I could take these petals and I could use the sculpting kit to sculpt them and make them 3-dimensional, but I just love how this looks here. So I'm just gonna measure my head, making sure that this fits. Yeah, so it just about fits my head here. So I can glue that right at the end, and I know that's gonna fit. We don't need to hold that for long. So as it's drying, I just thought I'd remind you, go and have a look at the promotions on the website, because 10% off on our Chapter 2 dies for the launch is such a fantastic deal. And then that's it. A lovely, pretty, creative play hairband that you can make at home.